What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today we're going to be watching Social Anxiety Epidemic is Destroying a Whole Generation of Men.
Before I left the house, I swear I was doing so good. I was pumping myself up. I was saying, Ricky, today we're not going to let anxiety, control us. We're going to have a good day.
I deal with anxiety a lot, like social anxiety a lot of times. Like that's an issue for me just talking to people. Like,
what should I do if my boyfriend has social anxiety? Get another one that doesn't have social anxiety and go out with him?
Listen, y'all, men are disappearing, and I'm not talking about physically disappearing, but I'm talking about socially disappearing, because we can see each other, but socially most men are absent nowadays.
Now, when it comes to social anxiety, like, I don't know, maybe between the ages of 14, maybe even 17, I had some anxiety. One day I just woke up and I just said, fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. And y'all might call me crazy for doing this, but at times I would literally just put in like random job applications and then, I don't know, like get accepted. And then after that, I would go there to do the interview so I could practice my communication skills. And I also used Omigo or something like that to get over my social anxiety. And then after that, I started creating frameworks and new ways to speak with people. And let's just say it's gotten a lot better. I'm not shy. I'm not scared to do certain activities with my family anymore in public, because I used to be that way as a young kid, but not anymore, because, hey, you just have to put yourself in certain situations that you may not necessarily like. And I can guarantee you 99% of the time, you're going to overcome social anxiety. Just put in that work and do some things in public that you may or may not be comfortable doing. Respectively, of course.
Nowadays, people rather jump on their phones than have any type of human-to-human interaction.
Facts.
The other day, I went to a festival and people had on their best dressed just for them to be standing around on their phones. Again, they're physically there, but they're socially gone. The social anxiety epidemic is something that most people don't talk about because the people that have it are suffering in silence.
Social anxiety is a so I left the house today and, I wanted to do some Christmas shopping, so I came to Target, my favorite place. And, before I left the house, I swear I was doing so good. I was pumping myself up.
Okay.
I was saying, Ricky, today we're not going to let anxiety, control us. We're going to have a good day. And, just all this stuff. Like, I'm just trying to prepare myself. And now that I'm here, it's just like my brain is... I don't know, it's just something about large crowds. Like, I don't know what it is. And I know none of these people know me. None of them have any reason to harm me or like say something crazy to me, but my brain just cannot process that I'm not in danger. Like, I'm literally sitting here debating going back home, and I don't... This is a crying fucking shame.
Okay, now here's my take on social anxiety, what I think it is. I think it's that you may be afraid of other people's criticism, judgment, or opinions that they may have of you, and you don't necessarily want to deal with that confrontation or that verbal confrontation, or even have a discussion in general about whatever it may be.
social anxiety a lot of times. Like, that's an issue for me just talking to people. Like, no matter what it is, it could be on some friendly shit, because I'm the type of person that gotta warm up to people.
When I look at the old videos of people in the 90s and the early 2000s, they look like they were so full of life. Like, it looked like embarrassment was the last thing that was on their minds. Like, I don't know if y'all ever watched the old videos. They're interacting, they're dancing if it's a party. It's not like everybody's just to themselves. People are talking to strangers. Even in the shows, like, if you watch an old school show, it's like the energy was just different. It felt so authentic. Like, when I watch Martin,
Agreed.
It's genuinely funny. When I watch stuff from nowadays, it just seems like everything is so forced and people are trying to act instead of just flowing into who we naturally are. It just seems like back in the day, they were just so much more present.
Oh, okay.
I can't help but to wish I was old enough to experience more of that era. Then I question, why are we so different today? Like, why do I go out and
Oh, boy.
everybody is on their phones? Why do people say that it's so hard to meet each other? But it seems like people have a fear of even interacting with each other. Like, why do we care so much even though all of us don't want to care so much? Like, why? Like, why does it seem like everybody is operating in a shell of themselves? It's almost as if our phones have become our safe space to run to instead of facing the issue of why don't we want to socialize. That unspoken issue has become normal. But social anxiety is a real problem that people are suffering from and is ruining their quality of life.
I didn't realize how bad my anxiety was until I got older, because I'm trying to plan for everything. So because like I'm not expressing how I feel, or because I'm like not really able to process how I feel in the right way, I'm trying to
Yeah, I thought something was playing in the background, but that, yeah.
think of how you feel and then think of a response and then think of a response to your response. So now I'm planning the entire circumstance, entire conversation, how everything gonna go, instead of just saying how I feel and seeing what happened.
I don't know if it's just me, but y'all ever been out in public and didn't want to be in public? When you got that feeling of everybody watching you, but nobody's watching you. Like, why the fuck do we always feel like that? But necessarily, I'm talking to the people who do feel like that. You could be walking into a store by yourself, and you feel like the whole store is watching you. You start having anxiety. You start thinking people looking at you, people thinking about you, people talking about you. But in reality, we shouldn't even care. Then on top of that, they're not even gonna fucking think about you when they leave the store themselves. I swear, bro, I'm just one of the people who don't like being around people at all. I don't like the vibe from people. I don't like being around a bunch of people. I just don't like that shit. I don't know if it's the bad experience I had with people in my past or how people treated me, but I know other people feel the same exact way how I feel.
Listen, most people that struggle with social anxiety is because you think you're more important than you are. And that's not a slight. That's not to speak down on you. That's not for you to look at yourself
I disagree.
and now become insecure. It's just that you think that people are making a judgment on you at every moment. Like you walk in the room and
I agree with that right there.
now the judgment automatically starts. I mean, let's just say the judgment does start as soon as you walk in the room. Once you walk out of that room, what did any of their judgment matter?
Nothing.
Or even while you're in that room,
Yeah.
are they gonna hit you? Are they gonna harm you? What if you're that funny looking person in the room, but you're the only authentic person in the room? You're the only person that's actually comfortable in your skin. Meanwhile, everybody else in the room is concerned what everybody is thinking about them. Think about that. You're in a room worried about what other people think, but those people are worried about what you think. And that's the catch-22 of social anxiety. Most people aren't really even thinking about you the way you think they're thinking about you.
Facts. Anytime I walk into a store, like it could be with family, friends, mostly my brothers, you feel me? But whenever I'm by myself, it's like, you know, since I've gotten over it, since I was a child, like since I was 16 or whatever, you know, it's like, who cares, bro? Who cares? What they gonna do? Jump and attack me? Let them try. Bet you won't, you know? But the likelihood of that happening is literally fucking zero. So I guess all I could say is just get over it, like literally.
They're just going on about
Like maybe I should do like maybe I should just grab my camera, my DJI Action 4 camera, similar to a GoPro. Who cares? Same thing, same quality, 4K, whatever. Maybe I should just grab this camera and just start recording myself in the store shopping with me on it and then other people by myself, no family, no friends included, and just show people on how easy it is. Like maybe I should do how to get rid of social anxiety 101 with a camera.
about their own days. And the more you understand this, the more freeing you will be. When you walk in a room, those people only exist on how you perceive them.
Social anxiety is not real. People ask me, Ames, how do you know?
Okay, now I do not condone that, but hey, look, if you want to look like a complete nut job, go ahead. But hey, it also proves that you have literally zero social anxiety. But yeah, let's see.
Have social anxiety. You know why? Because why do you need social anxiety? Everyone's gonna die one day, and you see all these people here watching you right now, they're all going to forget in 20 minutes. Literally. Come, let's speak to some people. High five, please. Hey, literally. All of these people right here, they have lives themselves. They don't care about me. They care about themselves. Look at him. He cares about himself. Do you care about me, sir? You got sons? So you got to care about sons. No, you got family. I hear it. My boy, though, literally, all of these people, they're trying to catch their train. They don't care what I'm talking about. But social anxiety is not real. She don't care.
Bro, I know the person that's holding the camera is itching to get out of there. Hey, look, I could be wrong, but boy.
Don't care. Even the baby don't care. They don't care.
Oh, bro, chill out, my guy.
Guys, listen, social anxiety is not real. See up to me. Social anxiety is not. Okay, it might be real, I don't know. Anyways, guys, listen, thanks for watching my video.
Social anxiety.
Oh, hell nah, bro. That's crazy. But hey, let's see.
Does not exist. It is a pure fragment of your imagination. Why are you gonna care what anyone thinks, huh? Do any of these people pay for your bills? Why do you care what people think of you? Why are you embarrassed in front of people, huh? Look, no one cares. Look, people are just getting about their normal day and no one cares about you. So why do you care about what they think? Social anxiety literally does not exist. Look, see? Everyone's just shopping, minding their own business. They're all gonna go home and they're gonna forget about it.
One of the main ways that you think people judge you is how you judge other people. So that's another reason why you got to be careful with what you say with your tongue as well. If you
I'll be absolutely honest, I don't judge people, and most of the time whenever I do judge people, it's for valid reasons.
you're constantly speaking negatively or judging other people, or you're always on your phone and you're judging what you see, and you're constantly reading comments, seeing how other people negatively judge whatever you're looking at, you're gonna assume that the judgment that comes to you is also gonna be negative, which is why focusing on the positive judgment to yourself is what can free you from this type of thinking. Because remember, none of the people that see you actually know you. But I want to show y'all something from one of my favorite creators in this space. When I was really struggling with social anxiety, his videos really helped me. Check this out.
Why are you so shy? You're visibly nervous right now. Why?
It's like public speaking and it's not easy.
Okay, well, let's logically look at it. Are you in danger?
No.
Anyone here have a gun? Seattle, no guns.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, no one is just going to randomly attack you. And if they do, I guess you're screwed.
There's no threat. Logically, nothing will happen. You can do whatever. You can make some silly sounds.
I completely agree with him.
Look at that. Nothing happened. Yeah. Give him a hand. Look at that. This is good on the external side. Why? Because you did something that was a little out there, out of character, outside of your comfort zone. You didn't die, and you actually received positive feedback. So realize, nothing bad happened. If you're someone who just lives up here, mentally, in the mental, logical, analytical realm, you will not have charisma. That is the land of the robot. It's like, I am trying to have charisma. I will say the same line Julian said, and hopefully it will also be charismatic. No, you gotta learn how to feel. Get into your body. If you can't feel, there's step number one. And guess what?
Now, of course, just don't throw the logical side of your brain out. Of course, have some emotional and some logical sense. Don't just completely throw out your logic. Then, you know, things could get really crummy.
But most people can't. Most people, even in terms of expressing how they feel, even a smile, they're unable to smile. And this is why most of us, even when going out, it's like we feel like imposters, right? It's like, oh, they're going to discover the real me. Why are you not putting the real you out there? Why do you believe that the real you is so pathetic that you have to hide it? And when you actually put it out, you tap into it, you have that self-respect where it's like, you know what? No, I'm no longer going to compromise who I am. I'm going to put it out there. And you just feel alive. There is no going back. There is no going back to the fake front. You just can't.
I know for some people, you're probably saying to yourself, yeah, but if I'm the real me, what if people don't accept that? What if people laugh at me? What if people look at me in a way that's different from how they look at me now? Like,
then fuck them. Literally.
What if that girl, she doesn't call me or she doesn't give me her phone number because I'm being the real me? I'm
find another one.
Saying the corny jokes that I naturally say. I'm not being suavemente, trying to be one
of now if it's corny, then
these guys off of YouTube. I'm being the real me. What if she doesn't like that though?
What should I do if my boyfriend has social anxiety? Get another one that doesn't have social anxiety and go out with him and let the other one stay home? That's easy.
I feel bad for any woman that's listening to Shira 7. But anyways, let's get back to the topic. See, by you not being yourself, you strengthen the resistance of being yourself, making it more hard for you to naturally be you. So you keep up this persona that you believe is a lot more acceptable, which is why we have dudes in the club that are sitting on their phones instead of enjoying the music, which is why we have girls that instead of enjoying the dance floor, they sitting there trying to post for the Instagram. They're doing what they believe is acceptable for this social setting instead of just enjoying themselves. Think about when you try to come off as this cool guy, this cool macho man that's all real suave with the words, and ladies, you know, you try to look cute all the time, you come off as awkward because you're trying to keep up with a persona that actually isn't you. So I ask you, so which one do you hate more? To let a stranger or another human down? All because you were being your authentic self and you didn't live up to the expectation that they had for you? Or what about living a life of being uncomfortable and scared to do everyday activities because you're scared on how people are gonna judge you? I remember when I was single, my bros would always ask me, yo, bro, how do you have the courage to just walk up to a girl? And I used to tell them, bro, the worst thing that she could say is no. And if she says no,
Okay, that is not the worst thing that she could say. But still, it's like the worst thing that she could do is, I don't know, scream, I guess. And then if something really bad were to happen, I don't know, I guess you could just check the cameras and have that as proof or whatever. But the likelihood of that happening is literally zero, so.
and I know I was being authentically who I am, if she rejects that person, then she should not be around me. Because if she approves the person that is a facade, then she's attracted to somebody that's actually not me. Listen, fellas, one thing people yearn for right now is to be around somebody that is comfortable being themselves. Let's just think about it real quick. When you go to the club or something like, or the bar, or you're out in a public setting, who is everybody recording? The person that is authentically themselves. They're enjoying the music. They're, hey, that's where everybody put their phone down. They get to enjoy what it is to be in the presence of somebody that's comfortable in their own skin. They're shaking all of their social anxieties and they're allowing themselves just to be them. Everybody around them is yearning to be in that exact seat. So while you may be telling yourself, oh, I gotta fake act like I'm this guy that you're really not, no, you need to be comfortable with being just who you are. Say the corny jokes. Be okay with being rejected for who you are, but be happy that you were who you actually are. Because being nervous is okay, but it's a problem once you let it control you, because now you fear a normal feeling.
So one of the reasons why you have social anxiety and why you get so nervous in social situations is because at one point in your life, you were taught that it was not okay to be yourself. You developed the belief that being yourself was...
Now, of course, there's levels to this shit, all right? Like, being yourself in a professional setting and you're trying to conduct some sort of business deal or sell some sort of product isn't necessarily going to work out for you. But if you're with family, friends, maybe strangers out in an unprofessional setting, go ahead, be yourself. Cool, great. Let's not get that mixed up, though, okay? And of course, it's self-explanatory. It was common sense, but I just felt like I had to say that, you know?
Wasn't enough. You believe that if you just express yourself authentically and unapologetically, people are going to reject you. So this brings up an important question. How can you bring more and more of yourself to social situations and express more and more of yourself while at the same time being safe or feeling safe to be yourself in those situations? You're gonna have to push your comfort zone just a little bit. But by doing a little bit more each day than what you're used to, you're going to feel more and more comfortable around people, being yourself around people, and being more free around people. Another thing to take note of is the people in your life who already allow you to feel free, to be yourself around them. Hope this helps. And if you have any questions about social anxiety, leave it in the comments.
The best gift that you can give the world is yourself. Like, being your true, authentic self, that is the best gift that you can give somebody. And so, like, if you don't have that community, you don't have those people, start putting yourself out there. Go outside. Go to different events. Like, introduce yourself to people. You know what I mean? Ask people questions. Inquire about who they are and allow yourself to be open.
You will not overcome your social anxiety by getting good at socializing. And there's two reasons for this. The first reason is because your perception is already distorted. You already misinterpret social interactions because of your obsessiveness and because of your low self-esteem. So even if you were to have quote unquote good interactions, the likelihood is you would still find something to obsess about. And the second reason is because you do not overcome a fear by reassuring yourself that everything is okay. You overcome a fear by facing the fear head on and realizing that despite the negative outcome, you can manage it. And so when I hear people say, but you don't understand, every time I have a social interaction, it goes really poorly. Number one, we can't trust your assessment because of your low self-esteem. And number two, the whole point of this is to have bad social interactions. A stand-up comic does not get good at stand-up by just being really good at stand-up. They have to bomb. They bomb over and over and over again until they lose the fear of bombing, and then it gets easier. That's what we need to do. We need to bomb and be okay with bombing. So after the social interaction, you don't tell yourself you're a loser, you're a mess up. You tell yourself, oh, well, I made a mistake. It is what it is. You throw it to the wind. I realize that's easier said than done, but that is the attitude you need to have. Everybody makes social mistakes. Your problem is that you misinterpret them and you obsess about them.
So if you have social anxiety, I just want to let you know that you are not alone. I struggled with really bad social anxiety, and sometimes I still do. That's why this video for me was very therapeutic, just to make this video, just to remind myself and to remind you guys that nobody really cares, okay? Just be you. And when I look back at the moments that I really have enjoyed in my life, it was moments of me just being me. Even if I looked stupid to others or whatever, it felt free. So just allowing myself to be me really helps with my social anxiety. And another reason that I didn't really touch on in this video why a lot of y'all experience social anxiety is also because you're living with some type of shame, which is why watching those X-rated videos, yeah, I mean, you should really stay away from, because although it feels good in the moment and it doesn't feel like it's hurting anybody, deep in your subconscious, it creates some type of shame because you subconsciously believe that people may see that dark side of you when they're looking at you, which is why it's hard for you to look at people in their eyes. Try it out. I'm telling you, it works. But if you're living in an honest life and you're not living with shame and stuff like that, I'm gonna tell you the same way my dad told me. You gotta look under the bed so you can see that there's no monsters under the bed. Because if not, your imagination is gonna keep telling you that that monster is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And also remember this, one day we will all die and everything that you're worried about won't even matter. Especially the opinions of others. So live life to the fullest and stop putting your happiness on layaway for later. Live now, because later is not guaranteed. Anyways, y'all, it's been your boy Ty Boogie. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, turn on my post notifications, join my Discord as well. Tell me how you feel about this video.
Ooh, I like that background music. I ain't gonna lie.
Tell me about your social anxiety in the Discord. Even in the comments below, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear y'all just be open about how y'all are feeling, because this is something, like I said, I've battled with very quietly, and I'm able to handle it pretty well. So this video was very much therapeutic for me as well. But until next time, man, I'm out of here. Peace.
Thank you guys for watching the video all the way towards the end. I really appreciate y'all. Please, thank you for liking and subscribing if you already have. And I hope you have a great day. Peace. Goodbye. Or whatever.